Hey guys, what's up? It's been a while. So I wanted to show you guys some of the stuff I've been working on. Like you know, a lot of the stuff when I finish it, I go ahead. You have to excuse my hair because I didn't feel like rebraiding it today because I wasn't gonna really be leaving the house. And yes, it's very gray. It's very gray now. I need to just go ahead and dye it because I'm getting sick of this gray. But I finished a lot of stuff, and like I said, I always post pictures on my Instagram, so you guys can go over there and see all the stuff I've been making. I haven't done any videos in a while, just haven't been feeling it. But I thought I'd do an update for you guys and show you real quick. I made a bunch of, for my coworkers on my team at work, I made the little hexagon, pentagon crochet stockings, and a lot of them they chose their own color for their stockings, so it's not traditional Christmas colors. Some of it's team related, so just bear with me. So this is the first one, and this is some leftover Michael's yarn. I don't remember what the colorway was. All these are made from scraps. I have that box to my right, your left. It has a bunch of scrap balls of yarn in it, and I usually use it to make squares. So there's several squares in the box as well. But I've used the scraps to make the stockings in the colors as best I could that the people chose. So then I had someone wanted a white and blue one, and like I said, these are all leftover yarns. I don't know. Some of them I can tell by the way they feel. Like I know this blue is Hobby Lobby yarn. The gray is actually some leftover Encore yarn, so it has wool and acrylic in it. This is also Hobby Lobby yarn. And both of those are Hobby Lobby yarns. This I know is Red Heart because I actually have some of that in a full skein over there. So the yellow and the red is Red Heart. Both of these are the Hobby Lobby sparkle yarns. This gray is some Caron from the Pounder. The white I don't know. This real teal from Red Heart. The yellow is some Red Heart. The white I don't know. And that real light, that's like a real light yellow. I don't know where that, because it's like the only stuff that was in there. I don't know where it came from. So the sparkly pink, I don't know if you guys can see it sparkle or not. So the sparkly pink is some leftover. You know those dollar samplers you could get from AC Moore sometimes? That's where that came from, the sparkly pink. And the white is just some white yarn that was in there, just a little ball of white yarn. It doesn't take much yarn to make this. And this orange and pink, the orange is, I believe, some Cascade 2020. The pink, I don't know where it came from. And you know how I feel about pink. Don't really care. And then there was another one with the Eagles. I didn't put any black in it because, I mean, you know, it's their Christmas uniform. And then we have one black and gold, and you can guess what team that is. So these are finished. All the ends are woven in. And so I have to pack my bag tonight for work, and I'll make sure I put those in there. So I also made some baby stuff. I had made a little roughly diaper cover and stuff. I'd already gave those to the person who requested it. So you can what's the word I'm looking for? Go over to my Instagram. You can look for Shespins on Instagram, and you can find it. So I made some crochet little crossover booties. which I really like that pattern because it's easy and they're cute. I made some little anti-scratch mittens to put on the baby's hand. And there's no patterns for these. There's just a 2x2 rib, and then just knit, just pretend you're making mini hats. That's all it was. I think it was I don't even remember how many stitches I cast on. I wrote it down somewhere about. Excuse me, I don't see my paper I wrote it on. It's probably because this yarn was a fine yarn. It's like a number 2 or 3. So it was probably like 32 stitches, I think. I think I did 8 stitches, or it could have been 6 stitches per needle. I don't remember. And so then I made a little hat. It's hard to get used to where the camera is. It's got like a little tassel on it. And I made a snuggly, cocoon, sleep sack, whatever you want to call it. This yarn is Line Brand's yarn. I forgot the colorway, but I think I have one more ball of it. But I held it double with that a skein of I think it is the Hobby Lobby yarn. It was in the gray, but it's really soft. Both of those together, this is really soft. And then the last thing I'm showing you guys, my piece de resistance, is I finally knit a sweater, a baby sweater. And so now that I've broken the seal on knitting sweaters, I guess I can go ahead and take one of my patterns and knit me a sweater. But it was I didn't have the chunky yarn that the pattern called for, so I have some Encore yarns up there in gray, and so I just held 2 of those together to get the chunky yarn, and the pattern worked up just fine. So I'm really, really proud of myself for this pattern. I don't know if you guys can see the buttons, but the buttons are, it's not gonna focus. Let me see if I miss. No, my mouse is on the other side. But I sometimes go on Etsy and I buy like bulk those buttons that they get off of old clothes at the craft store, not craft stores, what they call those places, thrift stores. And so sometimes I'll go and I buy a pound of the buttons, and I have this shoebox I keep them in. And so I found some matching buttons I thought were cute and to use for this little sweater. So now that I made my video, I can like go ahead and give this to the persons that it's going to be going to. And so that's what I've been up to since I finished those stockings, Christmas stockings. I need to look at my list of things to do so I can get started on my next project. I have been doing a little bit of spinning. I'm still spinning that dragonfly fiber in the tomato colorway. And so I've been spinning that. I have a couple of spindles that have that colorway on them. And I've also spun some of that acrylic yarn that I got from Hobby Lobby as well. I didn't spin on my spindles because, like I said, I've been having issues with my knees. And even though I know I can spin with my toes on my spinning wheel, I'm not trying to borrow trouble. I want this knee to get some of this tenderness out of it before I go back to my spinning wheel. And I really miss spinning on my spinning wheel. So that's pretty much all that's going on. You know, other than, you know, life. My car is still in the shop. If we had gotten it inspected and everything and gotten it fixed for things they found it for the inspection, and then my husband was driving it to come pick me up from work because his truck was getting some work done to it. And luckily he was driving slow because he heard like this clunk, and then the car stopped moving. And he managed to get it over to the shoulder, and went and looked under it, and the universal joint had given out. Now, mind you, it had just been inspected, tires inspected, brakes inspected, all that stuff had just got inspected. You mean to tell me you didn't see nothing wrong with the universal joint while you were up under the car inspecting things? So, and you put it on and they put it on the, the thing that checks for problems and stuff, and nothing came up. So yeah, so now it's in the shop because when the drive shaft dropped, it bounced up and back. And when it bounced back, it bounced into the gears and the differential and broke that up. So I would basically have to get a new differentials and stuff. The rear axle locked up, and so yeah, it's cheaper than a car payment getting it fixed. Granted, my car is older, but I don't want a car payment. I'd rather get my car fixed because the engine in the car is still in very, very good shape. And the mechanic that's fixing the car even is commenting on how good a shape the engine's in. So getting your regular maintenance works, but it's wear and tear. She's a 2002 and it's 2018. Getting ready to go on to 2019. So August of 2019, it'll be a year over. But never really had any issues with the car. Which is why I have a new mechanic who has a small shop, and he's about his reputation, so he's not like the big box store car places where it's about $1. He's about his reputation and making sure that his customers are happy, because a happy customer is a return customer. A happy customer will refer new customers to you, and that's what we've been doing. So I'm just frustrated because it's like it always seems like all stuff starts coming down the pipe. But I'm not gonna let the devil get me. I'm gonna try and stay positive. I'm not going to let this get me down. Life happens, and that's just that. It's nothing that you can control. And luckily, no one got hurt when it did break down. So, and then once it's fixed, she'll have a 3-year warranty or 4-year warranty on the parts, and I'll probably get several more years off of having that car, and then I'll save up, and so I can get me a used car. I don't think I want to ever have a car payment like that again. There's something going on outside, but that's all. There's always something going on around here. That's the other thing. Lottery gods, somebody, so I can move out this neighborhood. I'm so sick of these people out here. They're so disrespectful, and it's like just annoying because it's like they have no, they just I don't understand what's wrong with people. It's like they just don't care. When I was growing up, if I needed to go across somebody's yard with my vehicle, whether I was gonna get work done to my house or whatever, I would have got permission from the landowner whose property I was going to be trespassing across. They act like it's okay to drive up my driveway, drive across my yard, to park their car in that little patch of grass in their front yard. Because they don't have a yard. They don't have a driveway. And they think it's okay to do that in my car. I mean, they do it so much that when Google Maps updated, the car got it's on the map. The car parked across my yard. It's on the map for my address. That's how often they do it. So yeah. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna see if I can get something done in my head because I can't take this. And y'all take care.